The Nigerian-based insurgency Boko Haram has widened its attacks into neighboring countries. One village in northern Cameroon is now taking matters into its own hands by setting up a Vigilante group to protect families. DW's Blaise Eyong travelled to Doublé, just a dozen kilometres from the Nigerian border.
We are on our way to northern Cameroon, a region under persistent threat from Boko Haram. We've been granted rare access to the area by a vigilante group. It's a routine daytime patrol in the village of Doublé. These vigilante members are checking everyone entering the village, even people they know. They want to prevent Boko Haram militants from attacking their village. These men are taking no chances. The terror group has intensified attacks in Cameroon since the end of last year.
They go after farmers and behead them in their own farmlands. People are killed for no reason. They kill grandfathers, grandmothers, just anyone, even young people. They trouble us a lot, and when we meet them, we have no pity for them.
Boko Haram has killed thousands of civilians, soldiers and vigilante members. In the nearby town of Mora, a senior government official isn't willing to comment on the vigilante activities. He says the army is determined to push back Boko Haram.
Day and night, our security and defense forces are on alert. That is why they are on the field, and they are doing all they can. The results can be seen. Not even 1 inch of our territory has been occupied by the enemy, and none will be occupied by Boko Haram.
But the vigilantes have already caught insurgents and suicide bombers sent by Boko Haram. And this village has a history with Boko Haram. When the Islamists first attacked Cameroon in 2014 and 2015, they killed dozens here. This time, the village vigilantes are determined to stop that from happening again.
I do this work for the sake of my village and for my parents, my younger brothers, my children, and my mother. I do it for the entire village.
Around 120 men take turns working 12-hour shifts. But they are fighting with limited resources and without any pay. There are fewer job opportunities in Cameroon's northern regions. Poverty and lack of work is threatening the stability of the vigilante groups. Some young people say they may not be able to continue protecting their villages.
We are the ones protecting our village. We look after the security of our village, yet we don't even have enough to eat. There are no jobs, and there is nothing that brings in earnings. Trying to make ends meet while working to secure the village just won't work.
For now, the group is unwavering, keeping watch. They have little faith that the army will be able to protect them. So they have to make sure everyone is safe.
Well, DW's Blaise Eyong files that report, and he joins me now. So, Blaise, how widespread are these attacks by insurgents in Cameroon's north?
Attacks here, they are widespread. Boko Haram started its attack in Cameroon in 2014, burning down villages, schools, and government infrastructures, kidnapping people, beheading civilians. But since December 2020, Rights Group says that attacks from Boko Haram have multiplied, and especially since the death of the former leader, Abubakar Shakau, when we were in the region, security forces told us that Boko Haram has changed its tactic, that they don't longer attack civilians as much as they used to do before. Now they are attacking camps, hosting security forces. And according to government officials and also security sources, they say Boko Haram is trying to win the population over to them, and then by attacking security forces.
Your report mentioned that security forces are on high alert. So what more are authorities doing right now to combat this terrorist threat?
What I would say is that I think the Cameroonian authorities are not doing anything different from what they were doing in 2014 when Boko Haram began its attack in Cameroonian territory. They have deployed the military. They have mounted posts across the far north region, but that is just it. The region is still very poor, and a lot of analysts believe that the reason why Boko Haram has a strong grip in Cameroon's extreme north is because of poverty, is because people there do not have a better source of livelihood, as we've seen in our report, and they are easy recruit for Boko Haram activity. So the government is practically doing more of a trying to fight the insurgent with soldiers, but on the ground, people are still very poor, and this is easy for Boko Haram to recruit new members.
And the violence in the country's north has displaced many people. What more can you tell us about that situation?
Yes, the violence in extreme north has displaced a lot of people, and we must know that it's not just attacks from Boko Haram that has displaced people. There's also inter-ethnic violence in far north Cameroon. A couple of weeks ago, two tribes have been fighting because of water, and people fear that Boko Haram could come in and empower these two tribes to fight among themselves and then to create a more chaos in the region. And also the problem is a lot of people invested in ammunitions, they bought guns, they bought other weapons to protect themselves from Boko Haram. And when there is a conflict between two tribes, these tribes now come together and fight and kill themselves, which makes the situation, which was already worse, I mean, it just exacerbates the problem even more.
Yeah, it's a very dire situation. DW's Blaise Eyong, thank you very much.